it takes is one bomb for thousands of stories to be erased. War is a very important topic to talk about. It is a cause of the loss of many, many lives. We talk about it in history classes, in school, in public schooling. We don't go into the proper details of war and how it starts or how we get out of it. But I think it was very interesting to learn about. So I learned about my infinity after researching and learning more about things like this. War, armed conflicts, disputes, anything like that. I would look at it and I would sulk. Because it's sad. It really is. To see this amount of people go through this much for something like a war. And so war has many issues, and issues always have a solution. But first, let's address the problem at hand. The problem we have is war and the repercussions of war. And a lot of the repercussions of war maintain death. We have mental health issues, we have destruction of infrastructure, we have economic destruction, and a lot more. The World Health Trade Center, or the World Health Organization, claimed that 10% of everybody that went into war came out with some type of mental issue. And our World in Data claimed that at least 80,000 people died as of 2019 due to warfare and armed conflicts. That just goes to show how many people die, how relevant and how constant mental health issues are. And wars are caused by things like political and territorial fights, and the push for a country's political ideals, discrimination, and again, many other things. For example, we have the American Civil Rights War. It was the fight for the abolishment of slavery, and so we abolished slavery, but that it started because of the racial discrimination against the black people. Or the Vietnam War. It started because the United States and Russia both fought to bring their political ideologies and to bring the political upper hand over a different country. And that started a war. And war leaves so many places and so many worse places, like displacement of people and destruction of property. We have Afghanistan that had multiple wars. It was rained on by decades of war. So many people died. And then we have Iraq with like political disputes and just infrastructure destroyed all around. And these places don't recover that quickly. And so it just brings more problems, because not just the countries are affected, but the people as well. There are health issues that come along because hospitals are destroyed and food coverage is low. Children, at least 420 million children were lost of food. They had no food, they were exploited, and they had to resort to lost family care because they couldn't find their families. So that brings me to my solution. My solution is to use supranational organizations like NATO and the UN. And what these organizations will do is they will enforce their international laws and prevent wars from happening. For example, the Korean War, the war between South Korea and North Korea. The UN came in and they put a pause to the war, though it is not yet stopped. We can give a time limit in order to stop wars like these. And the amount of time and resources that has to be put into these things, into saving other countries and saving wars from happening, most likely costs around $500 million. But that is far less than the amount of people that would die. And all the other problems, and even economically, most big wars go above $1 trillion of worth. So not only would it be saving a bunch of people, it would save money to stop wars, to stop and rethink, to even go in and forcefully stop it. Though there are international laws that are against that. We'll talk about it more later. What wars can be stopped by are us. And the things that we can do. The UN has laws that prevent it from moving in and forcefully stopping. So what we can do is we can communicate to social media, we can give speeches like I am, and we can just tell the public, we can inform people. This is what the UN can do, this is what they can't do, this is what we can do to let them do what they need to do. And what they need to do is stop wars. And what countries can do in the UN is veto action against war. Even if there is more countries that are in favor of helping this war, it takes one country to say no, part of the Security Council. And what we can do is we can vote for people in democracies, we can vote for people that want to reform the UN. And if we get enough, we can reform the UN to stop wars regardless, not to hold some kind of supremacy over every single strong government body, but just to keep the world peace like they said they would. The UN promises to keep peace no matter what, and to counter whatever troubles our peace. And wars are something that trouble our peace deeply. And because of this, we again need to push for reform. We need to push to help the UN help us with wars. We can, again, elect people that are in favor of reforming. We can contact certain government bodies through their helper's office, and again, post on social media, get the attention of many others. We are not alone. One person cannot do everything. So together we must do something. We must start a movement. Let's be the core of this.